Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it occurs. Emotional entanglements can often feel like invisible threads binding us, subtly dictating our thoughts, actions, and ultimately our happiness. Yet, what if we could harness the wisdom of ancient Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius to master the art of emotional resilience? Stoicism, a philosophy rooted in the pursuit of rationality and self-control, offers invaluable insights into managing our emotional landscapes. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most revered Stoic thinkers, counseled the importance of focusing on what lies within our power to change, urging us to meet life's challenges with courage and tranquility. Today, we delve deep into Stoicism's profound teachings to equip you with strategies for detaching emotionally from relationships that may no longer serve your well-being. By applying Stoic wisdom, you're not merely turning away from unwanted emotions, rather you're embarking on a transformative journey towards personal freedom. Imagine navigating life's emotional upheavals with the equanimity of a Stoic philosopher, where each decision is guided by reason rather than fleeting feelings. So, why focus on Stoicism for emotional detachment? Because it teaches us that true power lies in our response to external circumstances, not the circumstances themselves. The principles of Stoicism help us build a mental fortitude that shields against emotional disturbances, enabling us to maintain our inner peace, irrespective of outside influences. As we explore these timeless insights together, you'll learn not only to detach from emotional dependencies, but also to appreciate the liberating clarity that comes with this philosophical approach. Join me on this enlightening journey to rediscover the strength of your own spirit through the wise words of Stoic philosophy. And as always, if you appreciate what we're doing here, simple free favor I'll ask from you is to hit the subscribe button. Let's go. Number 1. Understand your reasons for detachment. In the Stoic tradition, self-awareness is not just a tool for personal understanding, but a critical step towards achieving emotional independence. The Stoics, including Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, emphasize the importance of understanding the reasons behind our actions and feelings. Marcus Aurelius in his Meditations reminds us, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This powerful assertion underlines the Stoic belief that real control comes from within, not from altering our external circumstances. To start the process of detachment, first, identify why certain relationships or emotional connections no longer contribute positively to your life. Are they toxic, draining, or perhaps misaligned with your personal growth? Understanding your why is essential. It fortifies your resolve and aligns your actions with your higher philosophical or personal goals. Stoicism teaches us to reflect deeply on our relationships and to ask ourselves whether these serve our highest good, a practice that echoes the Socratic method of constant questioning to achieve deeper truth. Aristotle, another pillar of Western philosophy, also touched on this theme, but from a slightly different angle. He proposed that knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. This introspective journey requires honest evaluation of our attachments, recognizing which ones hinder our ability to live virtuously as per Stoic and Aristotelian ideals. Epictetus argued that we should concern ourselves only with what is in our power. His teachings encourage us to distinguish between our reactions and the events themselves. By doing so, we focus our energy only on what we can control, our responses. Reflecting on your relationships and their impact on your emotional well-being is a practical application of this principle. Ask yourself, what aspects of this relationship can I influence? Is my emotional investment reciprocated and valued? In following these steps, You embrace not just a Stoic detachment, but a broader philosophical tradition that values self-knowledge, rational thinking, and personal autonomy. This process is not about severing ties out of spite or indifference, but realigning your external relationships with your inner values and aspirations. It's about making space for growth, both emotionally and spiritually, paving the way for healthier interactions and personal contentment. This alignment is where true strength lies, as you begin to live not merely in reaction to the world around you, but in harmony with your deepest values. Number 2. Manage and express your emotions healthily. In the Stoic philosophy, managing and expressing emotions healthily is not about suppression. Instead, it's about integrating emotions into life in a way that serves your well-being and rational mind. The Stoics believed that while we cannot always control what happens to us, we can control how we respond. Epictetus famously stated, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This principle is central to the Stoic approach to emotions. Healthy emotional management begins with acknowledging and understanding your feelings without letting them dictate your actions. Stoicism teaches us to observe our emotions objectively, examining them as if they were events outside ourselves. A practice that aligns closely with modern cognitive behavioral therapy techniques. This method allows us to decide whether our emotional responses are reasonable and constructive before we act on them. Expressing emotions healthily means finding appropriate outlets that do not harm yourself or others. This could involve activities like writing, which Marcus Aurelius himself practiced through his meditations, where he reflected on his thoughts and emotions to gain clarity and insight. Alternatively, physical exercise can be an excellent way to channel energy and reduce stress, aligning with the Aristotelian notion that virtue involves action, and the health of the body is linked to the health of the soul. Furthermore, discussing feelings in a straightforward and honest manner with friends or a therapist can also provide relief and foster deeper understanding. Seneca wrote extensively about the benefits of friendship and dialogue for emotional health, suggesting that a friend can act as a mirror to our souls, helping us see more clearly. The Stoic practice of journaling or reflection is particularly useful in managing emotions. This process not only aids in detaching from immediate emotional impulses, but also helps in analyzing the causes and effects of those emotions, fostering a deeper understanding and resilience. By regularly assessing our emotional state, we can develop a more Stoic response to life's challenges, responding with reason rather than reactive emotion. The Stoic rule to manage and express your emotions healthily is about creating a balance where your emotions are neither suppressed nor overwhelming, but are acknowledged and expressed in ways that contribute to personal growth and inner peace. This balanced approach leads to what the Stoics regarded as ataraxia, or a profound peace of mind that arises from living in alignment with reason. Number 3. Set healthy boundaries. Stoicism teaches that understanding what we can control and letting go of what we cannot is essential to living a virtuous life. As Epictetus famously stated, "Some things are in our control and others not." By applying this wisdom to relationships and interactions, we learn to set boundaries around what we can influence, our actions, responses, and decisions. Healthy boundaries are not about isolation or indifference towards others. Rather, they are about self-preservation and respect for oneself and others. Marcus Aurelius highlighted the importance of acting in accordance with one's own nature while respecting the nature of others. This balance is at the heart of setting effective boundaries. By clearly defining how we allow others to treat us and what we expect in our personal and professional relationships, we honor our values and encourage others to do the same. Practically, setting boundaries involves clear communication and consistent enforcement. It means saying no when something doesn't align with your values or detracts from your well-being. It might involve limiting time spent with certain people or choosing not to engage in conversations that lead to stress or discomfort. The Stoic philosopher Seneca advised, "Associate with those who will make a better man of you. Welcome those whom you yourself can improve." This guidance suggests a reciprocal approach to relationships that is only possible with clear boundaries. In modern psychology, boundaries are seen as essential for emotional health. They help individuals define themselves and their interactions with the world. Healthy boundaries can prevent resentment, burnout, and emotional exhaustion, issues that the Stoics recognized as contrary to living a life of virtue and reason. By setting and respecting boundaries, we not only protect our emotional space, but also foster relationships that are based on mutual respect and understanding. The Stoic rule to set healthy boundaries is deeply intertwined with their core philosophy of living according to reason and virtue. When we establish clear boundaries, we live more authentically, aligned with both our internal values and the external world, leading to what the Stoics considered eudaimonia, flourishing or true happiness. This practice is not just about avoiding harm, but about actively cultivating the kind of life that is robust, peaceful, and deeply satisfying. Number 4. Foster personal growth and self-reliance. This is deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy, which emphasizes the development of the self through discipline, wisdom, and understanding one's own capacity for control. The Stoics, such as Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius, believed that true independence came from mastering one's internal state rather than being swayed by external circumstances. Epictetus famously stated, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." In cultivating self-reliance, you're encouraged to focus on your own thoughts and actions as the main sources of happiness and fulfillment. This means developing an internal locus of control, a belief that your actions are what influence the outcomes in your life. This perspective aligns closely with what Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations. "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." Here, Aurelius highlights that happiness doesn't come from wealth, status, or possessions, but from one's own attitudes and actions. To foster personal growth, Stoicism teaches the practice of self-examination and constant learning. This involves assessing your virtues and flaws, setting personal goals, and striving towards them with diligence and resilience. Such practices enhance self-awareness and contribute to a more profound and grounded sense of self. The Stoics also advocated for facing challenges head-on, as overcoming adversity is seen as a pathway to personal strength and wisdom. Seneca put it succinctly when he said, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult." Moreover, developing self-reliance involves minimizing dependence on external validation. This doesn't mean isolating oneself or rejecting relationships, but rather valuing others' opinions without being dependent on them for self-esteem or decisions. It's about finding confidence and contentment within oneself, a state that Stoicism aims to nurture through its teachings on virtue and control. In practical terms, fostering personal growth and self-reliance can be achieved through various habits and practices. Regular reflection through journaling, meditation, and reading philosophical texts can deepen understanding and self-control. Setting personal challenges that align with your values promotes growth and demonstrates that you can rely on yourself to meet life's demands. By cultivating these qualities, you embrace the Stoic goal of becoming a more complete and self-sufficient individual. This not only prepares you to face life's uncertainties with grace, but also enhances your interactions with others, allowing you to engage more authentically and meaningfully. In essence, fostering personal growth and self-reliance is about building a life where you are the primary architect of your happiness and virtue, embodying the Stoic ideal of living in agreement with nature. Number 5. Practice mindfulness and acceptance. This principle is echoed by the Stoic philosopher Epictetus, who famously said, "Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it occurs." This approach helps individuals free themselves from the anxiety of trying to control the uncontrollable, focusing instead on their responses to external events. Mindfulness, in the context of Stoicism, involves a conscious observation of our thoughts and emotions without attachment or immediate reaction. By practicing mindfulness, we learn to recognize our emotional responses and thoughts as temporary states that do not need to dictate our actions. This echoes the Socratic idea of an examined life, suggesting that understanding our inner workings is essential to living well. Marcus Aurelius reinforces this with his advice in Meditations, where he urges us to observe the flow of our thoughts and learn from them, thereby gaining mastery over our reactions. Acceptance, another critical aspect of this rule, entails acknowledging the reality of our situations without resistance or denial. Stoics believe that peace comes from aligning ourselves with the natural course of events, a concept that can significantly reduce personal turmoil. Seneca elaborated on this when he advised that we should not suffer before it is necessary, pointing out that many of our fears and anxieties stem from our reluctance to accept reality as it is. In practical terms, practicing mindfulness and acceptance can start with simple daily exercises. Setting aside time each day to quietly reflect on your thoughts and feelings can help cultivate a habit of mindfulness. Techniques such as deep breathing, meditation, or even mindful walking are ways to enhance this practice, helping you stay present and engaged in the moment. By incorporating these Stoic practices into daily life, individuals can achieve a more balanced perspective, making it easier to detach from harmful or unnecessary emotional entanglements. This balanced approach not only fosters emotional resilience, but also enhances overall well-being by allowing individuals to live more in tune with reality and less in conflict with the inevitable changes and challenges of life. Through such practices, as advocated by ancient philosophers and modern psychologists alike, we learn to navigate life with greater equanimity and less distress. As we wrap up our exploration of Stoic principles for emotional detachment, it's important to reflect on the journey we've embarked upon together. Stoicism, with its rich heritage and profound insights into the nature of human emotions and resilience, offers us timeless wisdom that can be applied to modern life. The 5 rules we've discussed are not just strategies, but pathways to a more fulfilled and balanced life. This journey into Stoicism teaches us that detachment isn't about indifference or emotional numbness. Rather, it's about achieving freedom from the passions that disturb our peace and cloud our judgment. Marcus Aurelius reminds us to adapt ourselves to the present circumstances, highlighting that our happiness depends not on external things, but on how we choose to respond to them. This essence of Stoicism encourages us to look inward, find our equilibrium, and act with reason and virtue. As you apply these principles to your life, remember that Stoicism is not a quick fix, but a philosophy for a lifetime. It invites you to continually engage with your thoughts, challenge your perceptions, and strive for a tranquil mind. Epictetus's guidance to focus on what is within our control is especially pertinent here. By concentrating on our own actions and attitudes, we align ourselves more closely with Stoic virtues, leading to deeper contentment and emotional resilience. Let this exploration of Stoic wisdom not be an end, but a beginning to your ongoing practice of these principles. Each day offers a new opportunity to apply these insights, encouraging not just detachment from negative influences, but also a deeper engagement with the core values that make life truly worth living. Embrace this wisdom and watch as it transforms not only your relationships, but also your approach to life's challenges. As you continue on this path, keep the words of Seneca in mind. As long as you live, keep learning how to live. This is the essence of Stoicism: continual growth, learning, and adaptation in the pursuit of virtue and peace. For more insights and practical advice, don't forget to watch our next video, which will delve deeper into the Stoic way of life and enrich your understanding and application of Stoic philosophy. Thank you for being part of our community, where we learn and grow stronger together, day by day. See you soon.